I often question what she means to you. Even more, I question my existence to you. Have you noticed I grew? Not in my stature, but as an individual. My being. I am blooming into realization of your betray. My whole life I turned to the other side, faking to the point we are both now fleeing. To my mind, we would forever ignore and separately go our own way. Don't utter such vow that you have never loved her and you hated the work. It forces the thought that you never wanted me. I was a child made without an option for you. Was being away such a perk? The words we share feel forced at my end. You say you are proud of me, yet it feels like you are only proud when I can report back at holidays where you pretend. You get upset when you find out I have not updated you about new things in my life. Why should I tell you when you have never asked? What if I ended up with a wife? Would you still be proud of me and remain masked? The delicate support that you send will never be enough. As a child, I stood up for you, bounding down those stairs to fight for a grown man who wouldn't even fight for himself. I could be no older than 6 or 7 striving for your care. She yells for you to leave until I interrupt and stained my prayer. I begged and pleaded for rejuvenation. The only thing I asked was for you to stay. I was only 8, and you left anyway. Of course, I forced myself to be supportive and told others everything was okay. We spoke often, but it wasn't long before the phone calls deteriorated into small talk. The shared words becoming almost scarce, weighing down a ticking clock. You wonder why I don't tell you things? You never tell me anything. You were a stranger. You may as well take me to a counter and ask, may I exchange her? I only know you based off the internet, the cartoons you watched when we were little. You even left your figurines at home for me to look at. It all leaves me brittle. I always tried to think of you in light, a good guy, cheery and nice, but you are closed off and our connection is thin ice. I always admired how everyone at your work loved you, but you never gave me the chance to love you the same. How could you value their relationship more than ours? It's a shame. I am sure we have happy memories, but happy memories don't last when the impact of you hasn't. I am unforgiving. Unlike you, she has always been there for me. She has my best in mind, even when we disagree. And now you are leaving her, which isn't much of a surprise. It was expected for a long time. You two have problems, but I can't help my criticism. You promised her everything would work out in the end, but now you've chosen to cut your ties. Why so abrupt? Have you found someone new to love? You didn't just say that things between you two aren't okay. That there are money problems? No, nothing cliche. For some reason you tell her, an already weak soul, you never loved her. Now there's a weak hole where her heart used to be. You are not human to me. Marriage holds a sacred bond for sickness and health, for richer or poorer. It's not meant to be easy and lack a climb. Marriage made me sick to my stomach after I saw your shitty example. It's as messy and hateful. I'm too scared to have a family that will become broken and painful. If I can ever muster the courage to take a ring, I would make sure my kids feel valid. I am petrified to have a spouse end up like you, someone who is in question to caring and never come through. You give up too easily. If I hung up the phone too early, you were supposed to try and call back. Tell me you really wanted to talk to me, yet you only added another crack. You were supposed to try. A concept you've never practiced, and only skipped to goodbyes. I never heard you fight for us. Not once have you really begged for my visit. I thought you never wanted to see us. You never made that impression that you did. You were not a father. You were never good at being one. You have a pent-up rage that is coming out from deep down, but what about my rage and my feelings? My anger could drown me and you wouldn't notice. I may have your DNA, but a few shared genes are not enough to give you the title of father. My mother is a person who would do anything for me. She didn't hide the game. Showed me she was strong with heart layers. She has always been a single mother, with childcare, just without the papers. My father? You're practically a fairy tale. Your presence feels like a holiday. Momentary joy only once a year. I have tried too long to stay strong and I have now withered frail. All this time you have really thought this was ordinary? You're not even trying to make up for lost time between us. Would it be so strenuous? I feel as if I am see-through. Do I exist to you?